So Kelly, I know we've been talking about the Pain Steward Golf Program. We're talking about the affordability of it and how we actually want to impact so many communities across, the U.S. and all 50 states. Because it's really about taking these kids and giving them opportunities that they may not see, may not have, but also being able to afford it and get these kids to places they couldn't go. Because like we were just talking about, getting into a tournament for one kid, how much money costs plus the hotel, the lodging, the food, the travel.
Exactly.
So a lot of expenses even for the kids get into this game, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, let's kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, no. So the best way to really grow is in the community. So in your community, a small community or a large community like Dallas, you have the churches which have youth sports now, and so that's a great vehicle with the churches.
Oh yeah, the churches be great
and phenomenal. And so we're
Yeah.
working with people all over the country, and we have already about 60 churches throughout the country that are using us for golf. It can be inside or outside. The YMCA, and then the Boys and Girls Club in the community,
Yeah.
the Park and Rec in the community. And so you get in the community, and I love the Player Investors Network, just that community outreach. And really the idea is, why are we so passionate about a kind of golf program? One is when the kids are introduced, one is a lot of them, you can see the reactions like, I didn't think I'd ever learn golf. Mm-hmm. So you see that, and then we know as they develop with the sport, they're going to build a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
There is a unique reason, like why do most of the greatest athletes on the planet play golf? So there's that intrinsic value of golf where they're trying to. So we feel like that the kids will build a lot of confidence, and we need to build a lot of self-esteem with the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it helps, kind of curb the appetite. Everybody's going to be an NBA player, NFL player,
Exactly.
Major League Baseball, maybe a professional golfer. But the one thing, I even know myself personally, I didn't know how to play golf, but, Spud Webb showed me how to play golf, and he gave me some old Mizuno clubs that he had. So he took me out on the course and started teaching me how to play golf. But what I used to my advantage was to get out there and play golf and talk business with a lot of his peers, a lot of business people I started to meet through Spud, through all the other NBA players, NFL players, including, we talked about Emmitt Smith.
Exactly.
He has his own golf tournament. But a lot of these times, these guys have golf tournaments just to introduce them to the businesses or the community and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, golf is a valuable tool, though. It's a very valuable tool. Very valuable.
No, I think you hit it right on our storyboard. The idea is that we're creating recreational golfers. So kids of all backgrounds and more, and girls, and that. If you look at golf in our lives, like I learned from my grandfather. So golf has got an emotional impact because I spent most of my time with my grandfather on a golf course.
Right.
And so the idea is
well, our brothers now can afford that. So
exactly.
we can afford that type of stuff. So that's why we need you now, so we can help be very affordable for the kids to learn how to play golf.
But you hit it where we want to show where all these kids of all backgrounds are learning, and then when they get older and they're in a corporate job, and that corporation has a golf outing. Right now when you go out to a golf outing, it's sort of weird because it's like 95% white guys, and there's no minorities or women hardly in the golf outing for the corporation, and then all those people working for the corporation don't get to go attend the golf outing.
Right.
And then so how important that is for your business. I've spent the last 2 days on the golf course conducting business.
Absolutely.
And so there is a huge advantage later on in their life when they can use golf as a tool for their business, and when they go out there and they can play with in a corporate outing, that's huge. And then when they become parents and they can have something to do with their kids, and then they become grandparents. I'll now have a 5-year-old granddaughter, and now I'm teaching her. And so just that life cycle of the value of the sport, and that's probably why all these great athletes play it, because you can keep playing as you get older. You can still play basketball pretty well, but if I go out there, I'll probably break something.
I don't want to get hurt, too. But I think on the golf course, man, if I watch somebody hit, I can kind of like mimic what they do.
There you go.
Being an athlete. But, I was telling Tracy McGrady, he just had his OBL tournament down in Las Vegas. We attended that. But, now he's got to wine and dine a lot of corporate members and get them out on the golf course and let them kind of, see and hear his vision. That's a perfect place for it, right? A lot of influencers, a lot of African entertainers use the golf, part to actually network, to shake hands and know that they're good people and down to earth, and then also talk about the vision, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to get accomplished. and we was teasing Aaron Afalo. We was talking to him like, he said, man, I don't play golf, so you better learn how to play golf because you need to put a lot of people out on the golf course, dude, because you're trying to raise about $400 million to bring this facility to Las Vegas. So
That's
golf
right.
is important for him too.
Well, no, if you look, right now it's so relevant. If you look at, Charles Barkley's on TV and he plays golf almost every day. And
He's hard, but that's okay.
And then Jordan's playing, and using it as a tool.
Yeah.
And if you look at all those guys, they're going on the golf course with all their investors.
Yeah.
But more importantly, too, it's like that relationship. When you play a round of golf with somebody for 4 or 5 hours, you have a different relationship with them later than now. If you're talking on the phone or you're having lunch, that's one relationship. But if you play 4 or 5 hours with somebody, you learn a lot about them, both sides. And then later, though, now when you in a week or 2 or 3, from a business perspective,
Right.
when you call them and you
Right.
play golf together, they know you better.
Yeah. So let me have you kind of expound on why the influencers like Spudwell, who's also a Hall of Fame at the Boys and Girls Club. Why are guys and girls so important to the Payne Stewart Foundation?
Yeah. So what we want to make sure that every kid of all backgrounds can have a chance to start golf, and so those influencers, they add that thought in the kid's head, like, wow, I never even thought about golf.
Yeah.
And then when we're able to, it's just raising funds, we're able to show the kid, hey, we have golf now at the Boys and Girls Club. We've been showing the kids and the parents, like, learn golf and then pick your sport you want to be a pro at.
Yeah.
And then and if we get a more of a diverse population of golfers, the best always rise up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get a diversity in the competitive side.
Okay.
But we're not worried. To me, it's a numbers game.
Right.
We need 2, 3, 400,000 minorities learning, 5-year-olds learning every year, and then as that number grows, you're going to have some really great players.
Yeah.
But more importantly, down the road, the game of golf will be more like the United States population.
Yeah. So Payne Stewart Golf Program. Also, Kelly is here. He's also raising money for the Payne Stewart Golf Program, also through the PN community from an educational standpoint, and also Playbook Investors Network, because every company or every nonprofit needs money to scale up to get to the next level. So money is very important for you guys to be able to do what you want to do around the country.
Correct.
So you might want to expound on the type of dollars you're looking for.
I think it's a great knowledge too for anybody, learning, how do you start a nonprofit? What's the paperwork involved? How long does it take? And then if you get a nonprofit started, there's little things like, how many people do you have to have on your board?
Mm-hmm.
And there's all these little nuances, that is, I think it's great to teach young entrepreneurs. You can start, your LLC and your private company, but there's also a great niche in the nonprofit space.
Yes, absolutely.
And learn how to set up an organization if it's a 501c3.
Right. Yeah, because it's a 501c3, and I think there's another nonprofit out there, 501. I don't know the name of it. It's a couple out there.
A couple. But that's what I love about Players Investors Network and this new, and this sort of ecosystem you're creating of people that have been successful, have started companies, have run companies, have done nonprofits, and then letting these young people tap into that.
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic. The mentoring of it,
yeah.
and then helping them not make the mistakes we've made, and then just how to do it efficiently and also cost effectively.
Yeah.
And so it's just a great platform to link up the like-minded people. And then I like it by the city because you're right next to each other.
Oh yeah.
And I still believe that the physical contact, getting together is still incredibly important from a human nature standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been convenient to do Zooms, but like sitting here with Rodney in person versus doing a Zoom or seeing LaRonda in person is so different. And there's still it's a different connection.
Oh yeah.
And so I like that local aspect of it.
In today's society, it's always so great to be seen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're still here.
That's right.
We're still trying to make a difference.
Waking up.
Yeah, we're still trying to make a difference. But more important, like I said, I'm happy that Kelly's here, with us here in Dallas today. Actually, we had Torrey Hunter's Maker's Gym.
Yeah.
Here in Frisco, Texas.
Beautiful.
And these are a beautiful facility for entrepreneurs to utilize or nonprofits to come here to utilize the whole nine. But we really want to kick this whole, Payne Stewart Golf program off around the country. Get kids introduced to the sport, also to entrepreneurship, understanding how to do certain things that they may not know how to do.
Exactly.
So we'll use every angle we can use to help, kids be very successful, in life. Not just sports, but off the court, off the field, off the baseball fields, the whole nine. But This is really about having that mentorship that, Payne Stewart brings to the table. So, Kelly McCammon from Nashville, Tennessee, also my hometown, Nashville, Tennessee.
He is from Nashville.
Yeah, I am.
We really appreciate working with Rodney and the group and all the people involved, and we think that this could really grow into a really great national effort.
Oh yeah,
and show hundreds of thousands of more diversity in this particular sport. So we're excited.
So give everybody your website. Where can they find Payne Stewart Golf?
So go to Payne Stewart, PAYNE Stewart STEWART.org. So PayneStewart.org has everything on there, and we are right now live. We'll reach 20,000 kids this year.
Around
the country.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
And then now I think just working with Ronnie and this group, it takes it to, I think over time we can reach 500,000 5-year-olds every year.
Yeah, well, that'd be superb, man. That's leaving a legacy though on the ground for sure.
Yeah.
That's something very awesome. But for you guys and ladies out there in the public who don't know who Payne Stewart is, I'm gonna let Kelly tell you guys who Payne Stewart is, because some of you may not know who he is.
That is really good point though. So Payne Stewart would be, so we're a little bit older, so Payne Stewart was.
I'm young. He's old.
Exactly. So he did very well on the PGA Tour. He was very successful, winning multiple PGA Tour tournaments. There's a thing called the Ryder Cup, where he was a great player in the Ryder Cup, and he was really at the height of his career. He won the U.S. Open at Pinehurst in 1999 against Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, he did.
It's a really great moment where he actually makes a putt to win the tournament, and he walks over to Phil. This is the kind of guy he was, where Phil had just had a child, and he said to Phil, right when he won the tournament, "You're going to be a great dad, and you're going to love that." Yeah, and that's what we're really that focus of family, and so Payne, unfortunately, then later that year he was in a plane with his agents, and there was bad air, and they all passed out in the plane, the pilots, everybody, and so he died in a plane crash. When really right in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
And so Tracy's his wife, and he had 2 young kids at the time, Chelsea and Aaron. And a great story right now. Chelsea is a mom with 2 kids living in Dallas, and her son Will is 4, and he's going to learn golf at Park Cities Baptist Church.
Oh, it's right across the street.
Coming up in August 8th. We've got a full circle of his, of the grandson now. That's going to learn at Park Cities Baptist Church.
I saw a little nugget that a lot of people don't know. When Payne died, which in such tragic accident, Tracy McGrady actually bought Payne Stewart's house in Florida. A lot of people don't know that Tracy did buy his house. But just a little nugget, for you guys who didn't.
We have to get Tracy playing golf, right? Yeah.
Right. So anyway, Kelly.
Thank you, sir.
So happy to have you here, man. We're happy to partner with you and take this thing to the next level.
Fantastic. Thank you.